Hello, everybody. It's the Jasons here, Jason Noble here in London and Jason Whitehead over in the US. We are recording episode 0 today, and this episode 0 is really an introduction to us, why we're doing the podcasts, and a really unplugged conversation just about the why behind this, why us, why now, why are we doing it. I'll hand over to Jason, let him do a little introduction to himself, and then we'll just piggyback off each other for a few little why questions. Jason.
Great. Thanks, Jason. Hi, everyone. Jason Whitehead here, CEO of Tritons, based in Washington, D.C. area. Really excited to be working with Jason on this collaboration. It's been so much fun. Just a little bit about my background and passion for this area. I've worked in the field of user adoption, customer success for over 20 years now, and just really enjoy all the exciting things that are going on. And so excited to see that people are finally focusing on what are the outcomes that happen when implementing technology and how can you increase those and get even more value out of them. And what I'm excited about this conversation is I think this space is still so new and that there's so much to explore and so much evolving all the way that it's really helpful to have a chance to talk through some of these issues and really look at the bigger picture so that you can make some more informed decisions going through. So that's why I'm excited to be here and love working with Jason on this project. And Jason, let me turn it back to you for your excitement about this.
Yeah, great intro. So I'm Jason Noble, based in London, in the world of customer success over in London, working with a number of different technology organizations. Like Jason, I've been in the technology service space for a good number of years, over 20 years, which is scary in itself. But working in things like customer service, project management, service delivery, account management, I think pretty much all of the post-sales customer-facing roles. But I think it gives us a really unique and broad insight into what makes customers successful. And it's been a really nice kind of natural evolution, I say, into the world of customer success formally over the last probably 6 or 7 years. Like Jason, I'm super passionate about what customer success is. I think both of us are aware of the big challenges that we're seeing right now in industry, with a lot of organizations struggling to understand what it means. We struggle at times. But I think that breadth of experience really helps just kind of ground you as to what it is we're trying to do. Why do we want to talk about customer success, and what does it mean to businesses? We've seen some huge shifts in industry with technology over the last probably 10, 15 years, particularly with a drive out to the cloud and a more service-driven approach. Now with subscription services everywhere, that drive to retain and grow your customers and consistently deliver good outcomes, good value for them is becoming super critical. And it is just such an important area. And there are so many different challenges with technology, with organizations looking at leadership, with organizations looking at relationships. The question about, is this new? Is it not new? What do we need to do? How do we bring on board customers? And these are all topics that Jason and I have spent a lot of time debating amongst each other with some really good conversations. And then we met last April, I think it was, Jason, so about a year ago at a conference in London. And just both of us thought there's so much to talk about. And we love these conversations. And for us to be able to do an unplugged conversation with a wider audience is a really awesome opportunity. And we're just both so excited about it. So I think both of us are really optimistic, really passionate about this, and it's just such a great time to do this. And our podcasts are, the ones we've done so far, are really, the conversations, they're like fireside chats. We bounce ideas off each other. And we've kind of got this idea about the Jason's take on. So it's about talking about different elements of customer success, and we'll broaden that. And I'm gonna bounce one back to you, Jason. Why now? Okay. Why do you think there's a need for us to do this right now?
I think the industry is an exciting time, and it's really evolving. And one of our key themes around the Jason's Take On is to be bold, and for bold customer success. I think that's so important. When we look at the shifting business models and the move towards the subscription economy and all that exciting things, it's really forcing people to reevaluate how they create value and how important it is that if the customers don't get value, they're not going to renew, they're not going to expand, they're not going to stick with you, and your organization will suffer. And it's such a mind shift for so many organizational leaders and CEOs and CFOs to get their head around that we can no longer just deliver great products and hope the customer figures out how to get value from it. We have to help the customer get value, and we have to do things new and differently and approach things in entirely different ways, rethink problems. And I think a lot of organizations, they may get that on some level, but then they get scared. They get afraid to do things. They get afraid to get out of their own way. And what they're looking for is both some directions on how to be bold and how to really rethink this, but also what are some steps to take and almost encouragement to go and do that. And I think that's something we can provide right now, saying, look, the world has shifted and the world is continuing to shift. We've got to do things differently. Let's get excited and try some new things. And you know what? Our customers want this because they're struggling and they want our help. So let's get out there and do it. And let's go and teach our managers and executives and CFOs and CEOs why it's so important to do things differently now. And it's exciting for me, even just in the last 3 years, in the early stages of customer success, how much it's shifted already and is continuing to shift. And I think it's going to keep doing that. So that's for me, the why now and why it's so important. But Jason, what about you? Why now and where does being bold fit into this?
I think you've hit on some really key points there. And I love the idea and I think you came up with it, the be bold idea. It's so important. I think we had the discussion around what are we asking people to do from these conversations that we have? And it is, the world is changing completely. Us as consumers in the B2C world have such different expectations of experience and outcomes now. And it's shifting how businesses need to think. It's shifting our approach as to how we work in business. Good technology and good service is now ubiquitous. Everybody needs to think about it. So I think that the timing is just perfect for these conversations around how do we make customers successful. And I talk about a triangle of customers where you've got your customers that pay the bill, you've got your team and your own stakeholders, be it your execs or your investors. And being in customer success where we're the kind of pivotal point of that triangle, making everybody successful, is a really awesome place to be and just so exciting. I think what we're trying to do with these podcasts as well is this is a conversation between us. We have created a separate brand new, the Jason's Take On website. So we'd really encourage people to have a look at that. You can listen to all of our replays there. We're going to start launching a few training services as well. So please do keep an eye on that. We've also created a LinkedIn group and we really want to encourage ongoing conversations there. And we've had one started today. So we're going to hear more about that. But we want people to be bold and ask each other, ask the community different things as well about what customer success means to them, share some of the challenges. There are globally some really incredible customer success communities. There's a lot of leaders and experts and people coming into the field where they are giving back. And this for us is allowing us to do that as well in our own little way and contribute to that. So there's a lot of things that we've got going on. We've got episode 7 of our podcast coming up in May, a couple of weeks' time, that we're going to talk about CS, customer success technology and platforms. So do join us for that. And then we've got at least another kind of 5 or 6 planned up until the back end of this year, where we're talking things like accelerating adoption, low touch and tech or tech enabled touch, customer success expertise, the domain expertise, and then what it means in the broader landscape. Because now we've talked about this before, Jason, but when you've got multiple organizations providing customer success services, I as a customer might have 10, 15 customer success managers trying to talk to me. How does that impact my day to day? So these are just some conversations we've thought of. I don't know if you want to close out, Jason, and just kind of talk about some other ideas that we're starting to think about.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. We're really excited here, and we want to know what people would like us to take on next. We want to know what are the topics of interest and importance to you that you're struggling with, that you're excited about. So please come to our website, thejasonstakeon.com, and let us know what you would like to think or like to cover, and we'll see what we can take on in a future episode. And we want to hear how you've gone out and been bold and how you've been excited and proactive and what are the great results you've had. So please come and share that on our LinkedIn group as well too, because I think that not only excites us, but I think it really will validate for others that bold action delivers great results. So we want this to be a pure support network. So please come out to LinkedIn group, share your experiences, share your successes, learn from each other, and really enjoy the Jason's Take On. So I'm excited about it, and thank you so much. Jason, any closing thoughts?
No, all good. Thank you very much, guys. As we said, this is our episode 0, so we're looking forward to having you all joining us on the LinkedIn group, but also in our conversations. And do let us know. We'd love feedback and everything. So thank you very much, guys.